RULAC, that is the Rule of Law and Accountability Advocacy Center, really needs to be commended. I believe so. Because any organization, any civil society center that seeks to deepen and expand the frontiers of what we do and say theoretically need to be taken seriously. And I think that is what RULAC is doing at this moment, just as they've done in so many other occasions, to crystallize some of the theoretical legislative frameworks that sounds very distant in our ears, but they bring it to the point where you can relate with it, one, as a citizen, and two, as one who is affected by those pieces of legislation. Particularly, think of a society where you have all the avowals, all the provisions of the law dealing with human rights, captured not just in status, but in the ground norm, which is the Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, 1999 as amended. And you have a defective police institution or policing efforts. What you will reap is chaos. Am I right? Yes. So you have all the rights. Right to life, freedom of association, right against discrimination, association, religion, and so on and so forth. Meanwhile, you have a police institution that is completely disconnected from the provisions of those rights and their responsibilities in relation to those rights. What you will have is chaos. In the same vein, if you have the dual opportunity of this legal regime, legal frameworks, and a functional police system, and you are lacking in the judicial aspect of that society, which would uphold the administration of that justice you seek to achieve. Again, it will be chaos. That is in my view. And I hope I'm not too far from what you are thinking. Because it is not just sufficient to have them codified as laws, as human rights, and then you have the police. And when there is chaos, when there is disagreement, when people are suspended, there is nowhere to run to.
So we are very happy to be back in one sense, to be back in the open, to be back and to take a front seat in terms of trying to engage the police, the Ministry of Justice, specifically the Attorney General and Commissioner for Justice, the Chief Judge on justice sector issues. We know that Nigeria as a whole is, at this point in time, we're asking ourselves, which way Nigeria? Which way Nigeria? Lagos is also asking itself, which way Lagos? Yes, we are trying to live day to day. We are trying to look for food to eat. We are trying to do the basic things, look for food. We are trying to live. We are trying to go to school. We are trying to take care of our families. But the bigger issue of nationhood, everybody will agree that we are thinking about these things and we are thinking, where are we? How far have we come since independence? The gains that were made after 1999, when we first had democracy, when we have civilian rule, have we moved forward or are we moving back? All these questions have to do with justice.
So, good morning, gentlemen and ladies. My name is Samuel Akulogun, and I'm giving this welcome remark on behalf of Okichuku Nwaguma, who is the Executive Director of Rule of Law and Accountability Advocacy Center, RULAC. At this stakeholders partnership meeting, a partnership town hall meeting on the theme promoting human rights, law enforcement, accountability, and effective criminal justice delivery in Lagos State. All protocols duly observed. On behalf of the board and staff members of RULAC, I warmly welcome you all to this stakeholders partnership town hall meeting on promoting human rights, law enforcement accountability, and effective criminal justice delivery in Lagos State. I'm honored to stand before you today as we gather to discuss and collaborate on these critical issues that affect our communities and uphold the rule of law. As many of you are aware, this town hall is part of our ongoing commitment to foster dialogue and collaboration between civil society organizations, law enforcement agencies, and other stakeholders. It is particularly significant that as we reflect on the progress and challenges we face in promoting human rights and accountability within our policing system. The overarching goals of our gathering today are threefold. 1, strengthening engagement. We aim to strengthen the dialogue between police accountability units and the community by sharing insights, experiences, and challenges. We can foster a mutual understanding that leads to more effective policing strategies and enhanced community safety. Number 2, building capacity. We will discuss initiatives to further build the capacity of police accountability units, ensuring they are equipped to address the concerns of citizens. This involves training, support, and the establishment of clear channels of reporting and addressing grievances related to law enforcement practices. Number 3, promoting awareness. It is crucial that citizens are aware of their rights and the mechanisms available to them. Through this town hall, we hope to raise awareness about human rights and the importance of accountability within our law enforcement agencies, encouraging an active and informed citizenry. My name is Samuel Akulogun, Esquire.
If we look at the history of the police in Nigeria as a whole, in Lagos State in particular, it has not been good. Historically, the inglorious history of human rights abuse, corruption, it has plagued the Nigerian police. Has that changed? Because the people are frustrated with impunity from the police. So the mistrust is a major barrier to the implementation of reforms, as citizens may be unwilling to engage with the police or report abuses. Because when you report abuses to the police, you even go as far as going to court and getting judgments, and nothing is done. So people that are aware of all this, when things happen, when police killed and nothing happens, they will not even bother to follow up on the cases. So in conclusion, I will say that police accountability has made progress in recent years. It is not all gloomy. There have been reforms. After the NSAS protests, we've seen some improvements, but not as much as it is expected. We've seen some improvements in police engaging with the public, even with the stakeholders and the rest. It's good. It is better, but it could be better. Yes, reforms have been introduced and there's an increased public demand for justice. But are we getting justice? However, significant challenges still remain. The challenges we mentioned before, the weak oversight mechanisms, still remains. The culture of impunity is still there. Inadequate police training. The police are not well trained. Those are the issues. So there's still need for comprehensive reforms, which includes better training for the police and strengthening of the oversight bodies to do their work. All these are essential to ensure that the Nigerian police comply with human rights standards. To ensure effective police accountability, it is essential that both institutional reforms and cultural change occur. There's need for cultural change. So there is need to build public trust through consistent engagement, transparency, and a commitment to tackling police misconduct. It is very crucial. The civil society and the media organization will continue to play a key role in advocating for reform and holding the police and government accountable to the people they serve. While there have been notable progress in recent years, including legislative reforms, like we mentioned before, the Police Act 2020, there is heightened public awareness around police misconduct more than before. Systemic issues such as corruption and lack of accountability and culture of impunity continue to undermine the protection of human rights. So police accountability in Lagos State remains a significant challenge, with corruption, politicization, and weak oversight undermining public trust. In view of this, we are recommending the following. So these are our recommendations for improvements for police accountability. Strengthening of oversight bodies. The Police Service Commission and other oversight agencies should be granted greater independence and resources, funding, to investigate complaints effectively, and they should publicize investigation outcomes. The public need to be carried along. They need to engage with the people to publicize cases where they have actually disciplined erring police officers. Investigation outcomes and disciplinary actions would enhance transparency and it will deter misconduct. Because sometimes even when the police, by ensuring that the area police officers are brought to book, they are disciplined, the people may not be aware. So there's need for that, all those to be made public. There's need to depoliticize appointments. Senior police appointments should be based on merits and experience rather than political connections. This would improve leadership quality and it will foster a culture of professionalism between the Lagos State Police Command and Nigerians generally. Enhancement of community engagement, like the town hall meeting that we are having today, is very important. The implementation of the Nigerian Police Act 2020. Till today, there are still some aspects of the Police Act that is yet to be implemented. Then these are specific recommendations. The government, the police, they should utilize body cameras and technology. The police, impunity thrive in darkness. when people is shrouded in secrets, they don't allow people to know what is going on. But if the police are made to wear body cameras that will show people whatever they are doing, it will be recording there, you will find out that impunity will go down by more than 50% at least. So police should be equipped with body cameras to record interactions with the public. This will deter abuse and provide evidence in cases of alleged misconduct. The police should implement a centralized database to track complaints against officers and monitor disciplinary actions. Public reporting. Nigerian police should be required to publish reports annually on arrest, detention, and use of force that was carried out by the police. And this should be disaggregated by gender, age, and location. A whistleblower protection program to encourage officers and civilians to report abuse by the police without fear of retaliation. That's another thing. A lot of people, Nigerians, don't report abuse because when you go to the police, even when it is not against the police, people are afraid that when you go to the police to report incidents, especially if the alleged violator is somebody that is well known in the society, that is influential, the police might be in the person's pockets and they might get back to you. There is need to establish Lagos State Human Rights Committee. This is one of the recommendations by the judicial panel of Lagos State, that there should be a standing committee which will include National Human Rights Commission and other stakeholders to investigate past and ongoing cases of police brutality and ensure that victims of police abuse receive adequate compensation and support, including even psychological and legal aid. Community engagement and trust building. We need to adopt a community-based policing that emphasizes collaboration between the police and local communities. It will help to build trust and improve intelligence gathering. Officers need to be trained to engage with communities and to address local security concerns. Because if we have a proper community policing, the officers will be conversant with the security concerns of the local area in which they are policing. There's need for public awareness campaign. Should launch statewide campaign to educate citizens about their rights and how to report police misconduct, like we mentioned before. All those bodies that people are expected to report police misconduct to, a lot of people are not aware of them. There is need for public sensitization, improvements in the welfare of officers, increments in salaries, not only salaries, but better working conditions. We need to appraise the working conditions of the police and see how we could actually improve it and make it better in order to reduce the temptation for corruption. Ultimately, all this, if done, will address what we call the culture of impunity by the police. by ensuring that officers who commit human rights violations are held accountable, regardless of rank or their political connections. Cases of officers that have been prosecuted or have faced disciplinary measures should be publicized to the public to serve as deterrent to the others. Thank you all.